What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you, and I cannot wait to get into this pair of shoes today. It is the Air Max 94 CB, or I think it was the Air Max 2 whenever it first came out. I think they called it the Air Max 2 because it had two separate air bubbles in the heel. This is one of Charles Barkley's signature shoes, and if you were a kid of the 90s, his face was everywhere, and he played with a lot of intensity and passion, and he was quite a character to watch on the court. I love watching him commentate. There for a while I loved watching him swing golf clubs, but I think he's gotten better at it now. This is a Charles Barkley Retro. It's in the USA colorway. I don't know that this was one of the original colorways of the shoe back in '94. We've seen this color blocking on this shoe a number of different times, and I continue to see restocks of this shoe in different colors, and it's just real sporadic. Like I'll search for, you know, Air Max 94, and they'll have just a couple of sizes of one or two colorways or whatever, but I really wanted this USA colorway, so I was glad to get them for retail. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's get into these kicks. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Same thing you'll see for Dunks, Air Maxes, you know, it's just pretty standard GR Nike box. The tag reads Air Max 2 CB 94, and of course that CB stands for Charles Barkley. The retail price on these was $160 US. The colors are obsidian, gem red, white, gem red. I don't know why they have gem red on there twice. But then that's enough talking about the box and whatnot. Here they are. I am even more happy with these in hand than I thought I was going to be whenever I ordered them. I went with the size 10.5. I'm always in between a 10 or a 10.5. However, these shoes have a sock on the inside, and it's real elastic, and it really hugs your foot. Not quite as much as like a Huarache or something like that, but I always go with the bigger of my sizes for this silhouette. It's snug on your foot. In the forefoot, you'll have more room, but up around the back and the ankle, it's a really snug fit in these shoes. If you like a really snug fit, then just go true to size, and I'm sure you won't have any issues with it. These just scream 90s to me. I don't know if this colorway came out in the early 90s or not. I think it was inspired by the Dream Team, but I thought the Dream Team was like 92. Maybe my years are off. Don't quote me on that. But anyhow, this obsidian is a nice nubuck, and as you can see, it's just white and gem red, and I think it's a great combination. I really like, and I don't know if I ever realized before, but all these little cutouts, all these like oversized perforation looking holes, it actually looks like there's like metal screen in there. In pictures you might not notice it as much. I think that Nike Air on the back in gem red looks good. I don't know if you can make that out on camera or not. Hopefully you can, but all these little cutouts and all these little accents, it's a metallic, I mean, I think it is a metal. It looks like it's made out of like screen material, and I just think that's real dope looking. Actually, that reminds me, I just did a review of the Bordeaux 6s, and the perforations on the upper half of the shoe, I didn't even realize it, but I was putting them away at nighttime and the light caught them, and I think the perforations in my Bordeaux's are reflective, which really caught me off guard, but I like that touch a lot. But anyhow, back to these shoes, they just look good. They look really good, and this nubuck is decent. I like the contrast of that bright white tongue and the bright white laces against that nice dark obsidian. I just think the whole thing looks great in my book. And it really does. It just has those 90s vibes that I love so much. The outsole is pretty crazy looking. It's mostly white, but it's got a real unique tread pattern. There on the back, I don't know how evident it is on camera, but you can definitely see in person there's an air bubble inside of an air bubble. And again, that's why they called it the Air Max 2. You also see on the tongue that it says Air Max 2. The entire outsole is just mostly white, but then you've got these gem red hits along with some obsidian and gem red there on the air unit. Then coming up to the midsole, it's a lot like the outsole, mostly white, but you've got a painted Nike swoosh there just above that air unit, and that's in obsidian. And then as you come to the front, you've got all these nice red hits, and I love the shape of it. I just think it just really takes me back. It's very, very retro. Then you can see we've got some gem red stitching. Looks nice on that obsidian nubuck. Spells out Nike. And then I already mentioned the Varsity Red Nike Air on the back. It's got white heel tabs. But one thing that's really interesting about these shoes is the lacing system, and it was kind of ahead of its time. I think both with the sock that they've got inside of the shoe to kind of lock them onto your feet, but then these laces, they're made so that these plastic hits kind of go to a more narrow shape there at the edge, and it's made so that you can, whenever you pull your laces real tight, it'll lock each lace into place. And that's pretty neat. That's pretty innovative for, you know, the 90s, but it's really made to just cinch down onto your foot and stay locked in, and they definitely do that. The tongue is mostly like a mesh. It's a very breathable material, and it's a bright white. And then you've got these bright white elastic bands going up across the tongue the whole way up. You've got a white sock liner up along the ankle, but then down inside that inner sock, you can see it's like a red color. That is a quick rundown of these shoes. Let me know what you think of them, if you've ever had a pair of them. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk at you soon. Mr. Butter, out.